Hello, and welcome to Famicast 132, your Famicast for the latter part of August 2018. I'm Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by James Charlton.
Hey, hey, hey!
What's up, James?
I'm streaming every day.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's hot.
yeah. More on that later. And we're also joined by Ty Schugert.
Hey, it's me, Dr.
Yeah.
Video Games.
That's right.
PhD in video games.
Yeah.
That's right.
So in these hot summer months, we've all been playing a lot of different games. Probably, well, I don't know. It'd probably be a showdown between James and Ty this month. James has been playing a lot of different stuff. Obviously not like, achievement hunting because, he's playing on a Nintendo system. But
Ooh, more on that later.
yeah. I'm going to be interested. I'm actually curious. Actually, maybe later in the show you guys should tally up like how many games you guys have actually been playing.
Yeah, I might have gotten close to half of Ty's usual weekly gaming. This is the first time I've ever come close. Put it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and kick things off with new business. And Ty, would you mind starting things off? Tell us what you've been playing lately.
Oh God, where to start? Just dabbling in fighting games a little bit. I dusted off Street Fighter V and played a few rounds with my pal.
Well, I didn't even know you played fighting games.
Fighting what?
Right.
What's a game?
Street Fighter V 1. Okay, I'm keeping track.
And then we played Fantasy Strike.
2. Hey, I'm more interested in that one.
Yeah, it's a good game, and it just got an update like within the last week that addressed my #1 gripe with the game, that it was too slow.
By the way, backtrack for 1 second. Why are you playing Street Fighter V? A known bad game.
I don't know, because I'm an idiot.
Okay. Just wanted to hear that.
Well, actually, a lot of my Street Fighter V playing friends recommended that I try it out again and play Minette because she really fits the play style of characters I tend to play. So I've just been trying her out, really.
All right. I'm sure that makes sense to someone.
Yeah. She's one of the newer characters. She's waifu bait.
Oh, one of those.
Pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah, she's like Egyptian looking. She has this crystal ball that can extend her attack range, and she can do some silly stuff with it.
Cool. Link me up to some pictures.
So either that or any Egyptian listeners out there, please confirm or deny that you have a crystal ball in your living room.
Right.
What?
Yeah. So she kind of plays like Street Fighter 4 Dhalsim with a little bit of Rose thrown in. It's like her story is like she's Rose's protege.
Ah, yeah, that old chestnut.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know what to say about it.
So Blade Strangers, that's on Switch.
Blade Strangers.
Isn't that what you're playing? What were you playing?
No, I was playing Fantasy Strike, the Dave Sirlin game.
Oh, is that not the same thing? Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking Monster Strike. I was like, no, Grand Blue Fantasy. No, that's on smartphone. I was really confused.
Fantasy Strike is a fighting game. That's,
it's like the ultra simple one.
Okay.
But Blade Strangers is also like that, right?
I don't know. I haven't played Blade Strangers.
Okay.
But more and more fighting games are being like ultra simple to play. Like Dragon Ball Z Fighters was a little bit more simple, and then like Blaze Blue Cross Tag is super simple.
Right.
Fantasy Strike is the simplest, I think, that isn't dive kick.
Mm-hmm.
So Fantasy Strike is a indie fighting game?
Yeah, exactly. And it's made by Dave Sirlin, which is the guy that rebalanced Street Fighter 2, the HD remix. He's the guy that managed all the balance changes in that. And he does like a lot of tabletop games. Like he has, like a Fantasy Strike is originally like a card game.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also Puzzle Strike, which is, like kind of a tabletop version of that Capcom puzzle game. What's it called? Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
Okay.
Yeah, so So he has like this whole. It's all in like the same universe of characters. It has like the same characters.
Okay.
Yeah, and interesting history behind that. He was just on a podcast talking about how he came up with the characters. Like, so he was working with Capcom for a while, and he wanted to do a tabletop a card game really for Street Fighter 2, and that kind of went south for like hilarious reasons. You should totally listen to the podcast that he's on. I'll probably tweet it out again.
Is Fantasy Strike out? Is this like a final release?
No, it's still like beta or whatever. But
okay. So yeah,
actually, I'm not sure. It might be a real release now.
I just clicked on the official page and it says pre-alpha. Now I think that's because Blade Strange has just come out, and that's an indie fighting game that's on Switch, and it's got simplified controls. But you're talking about Fantasy Strike, which is an indie fighting game on Switch, but it hasn't come out yet.
Right. I mean, you can get it right now on Steam, and it has like online matchmaking and all that shit. It's basically a real game.
Cool.
Yeah. So I recommend it. Get in on that. It has some fun characters, and actually a lot of the characters are, in my opinion, they're kind of blatant knockoffs from other fighting games, but it's fine. It's fine. Like, I kind of think he has the idea that like that's actually good because you can understand stuff more quickly. So yeah, there you go. But let me tell you, it's not a good look when like the Ryu guy does like Shin Shoryuken like straight up, and it's like in the trailer. It's like, come on, guy.
What? He actually says that?
No, he doesn't say it, but it fucking looks exactly like it. It's silly as fuck.
But like gets new people in, right? Like, hey, he kind of looks like that guy I like in the other fighting game.
Yeah. Well, I haven't decided on my favorite character yet, but there's a great one that I think is pretty original. His name's Argagarg, and he's like, that's his name.
Isn't that just a sound that you make on the podcast?
Probably. Yeah, and he's like kind of a keep away fishman shaman thing.
Oh yeah, that old chestnut.
Yeah, he's great. Try him out. He's new. All right, so yeah, that's a cool game.
Who's that fish-looking dude in Turtles Tournament Fighters?
Turtles Tournament fish-looking dude. The shark guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
He's good.
Okay.
For all you fighting game fans out there listening, he has flash kick, but it's safe. In fact, I think it's plus on block. That means it's silly as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. Like imagine if you're playing Street Fighter 2 and you're playing against Guile and he does this flip kick, he does a flash kick.
Right.
But then like he recovers before you're done blocking.
Oh, okay. So it's super fast.
Yeah.
And no downside to it whatsoever.
Yep.
Cool.
Pretty wild. He's not even the best character in the game. Anyway, I've been playing more stuff. Let me go down the list here. Let's see. Watch Dogs 2, Dead Space 2, Friday the 13th. Oh, For Honor.
Oh, For Honor, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy it because it's now free for Xbox Live Gold.
Okay.
Let's see. A little bit to the Necro Dancer. All these fucking Assassin's Creed Chronicles games. There's like fucking 5 of these.
Yeah, like the 2D ones, right? The side scrollers.
Yeah, they're 2D.
Yeah.
I played several of them. I'm just kind of on them, except for the Russia one because the art in that is so fucking good.
Yeah. I don't know. Like those just kind of turned me off. The reason why I played Assassin's Creed is because I liked the gameplay mechanics, the 3D environments and stuff. Story sometimes, as long as they're inside of the historical aspect. When they go outside into modern day stuff, they can just throw that stuff in the garbage.
Right. It's no longer an action game. It's like a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Strictly.
Okay.
Right.
It's like playing Hitman or something. If you're not allowed to go wild and shoot everybody, if you just like get fail when you get seen.
Okay.
Oh, and Watch Dogs 1, I finished getting all the achievements.
Wow. How many achievements are in the game?
48.
Okay, God.
That's with the DLC.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a maniac.
Yeah, there's a couple annoying ones where you need to do like some co-op stuff online. And like none of my fucking friends apparently own this game. So I went, I tried out the Xbox looking for group feature. And that actually worked really well. I was able to group up. Well, during like weekend hours. I don't think there's so many people during the weekday, especially Japan time.
Right. Yeah, man. I absolutely hate that about games that have achievements that are multiplayer locked. You have to do XYZ in multiplayer. I mean, okay, I guess it really encourages you, and basically it's necessary to be good, at the game to do it. But it's just kind of like another time sink. I mean, on top of already trying to get some really obscure achievement anyway,
Yeah. Well, these aren't too hard. You just needed to do co-op missions, basically.
Okay.
And I found one I could repeat like in 30 seconds, and me and a partner just blew through it like instantly. Because the achievement was like to beat like 10 or 20 missions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the DLC. And there's like rotating ones with like a leaderboard that change like every day. So like the flavor of the minute one was like this one is like blow up this crate that's guarded by enemies, and I just like run up into their territory, throw the grenade, get out, repeat. Yeah, like once you figure it out, it's not too hard.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was fast. It's quick and easy. There's like a really annoying one where in the standard game where you have to be spied on like 5 times. Yeah. So
the video games not start to feel like work when you're doing these kind of things for achievements, Ty?
That sort, yeah.
The very reason why we don't play mobile games is that they start to feel like work.
Yeah,
when you're doing that for achievements.
Yeah, I mean, like the other 90% of the game is fun, and sure, whatever. I'll do these last few for the endorphin rush of getting 100% completion.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the other thing is, I wanted to finish it before I moved on to Watch Dogs 2, which I'm well into, and I enjoyed a lot. It has more than one likable character, which is great.
Is that set in the future, like 2019 or something?
Yeah, it seems like this year. It's like, yeah, like all the missions you do, they're like ripped from today's headlines.
Okay.
And it's like extremely obvious stuff, like sneak into the Google campus in the bus and steal some data, except it's not called Google, or steal the Wu-Tang album from Martin Shkreli, except it's not Wu-Tang and it's not Martin Shkreli, whatever, Pharma Bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of missions that are like exactly like the shit you've seen in the news. They just changed the names around. So that's fun. The wardrobe.
Is there a female president in that future?
No, they haven't mentioned the president.
Okay, good. they avoided that whole.
As opposed to the Far Cry 5, where there's a mission to find Donald Trump's piss tape. That's real.
Did you do it? Achievement unlocked. Well done.
Yeah. So I've been tweeting a little bit about Watch Dogs 2 as I play it. The wardrobe in that game is amazing. Right?
Lots of tie-dyes, I see.
Yeah, that's just a one kiosk, and there's a whole bunch like all over the entire game. Like you can get like some hacker thing with all these skulls, or like a suit, or some casual bullshit. And like, you know, I'm kind of back and forth between like the pink kitten sweater and the big red hammer and sickle.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so there's tons and tons of options in that game, and they're really silly.
Well, anything that lets you go full communism is always a plus, right?
Hell yeah. Or full cat drugs.
There it is.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Nice.
Nope. Cool. I'll go ahead and go next with new business. I don't have a lot. I'm just kind of doing cleanup on a lot of different things here. So I talked in the last show about Hand of Fate 2. It's kind of like a...
Oh man, Danny's been keeping me updated with that.
Yep. Yep. I'm pretty much done with my review. I just kind of gotta check through it again for just to make sure I'm saying things. You know what I mean? Like for example, if something's called a mission and it's not called a mission in the game, I just need to basically find out the proper terminology, like that type of stuff. I just kind of fact checking, and yeah, it's.
I told Danny just to copy and paste the IGN review. Didn't listen to him.
Don't say that. We're live, man.
Oh right, yeah. That was off air talk.
Yeah. Let's keep it that way. Yeah, so expect a review on that coming up very soon. The written review will probably be up in the next couple of days, and then the video review will be out at the end of the week, Famicast Friday, August 31st, so look forward to that.
Wow,
last
August
week...
31st. Jesus.
Yeah.
That month went by pretty quick.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? This whole year's going by pretty damn quick. But yeah, other than that, last week and a little bit the week before that too, I've been getting back into a game that I've been meaning to play the hell out of for quite a long time. I've owned it for quite a long time, and if you're watching the video, it's this little gem right here, and this is the F-Zero X expansion kit on the 64 disk drive.
Brand new, fresh off the presses.
Fresh off the press, man. I mean, yeah.
I like how you just completely like steamrolled over Hand of Fate 2. Didn't say anything about the game whatsoever. Went straight onto a fucking 20-year-old game. Brilliant.
Yeah. You'll hear more about it in the review. And I mean, I've done reviews for both of these things, but I don't really want to talk about Hand of Fate 2 anymore. I'm at this point. But
emotionally scarred by that game.
It's not bad. It isn't a bad game. It's just not for me. I think that's maybe the nicest thing I could say.
I hope you like random bullshit.
Yes. But with this F-Zero expansion kit, this is something I've owned for quite a long time, and something I've wanted to actually sit down and get into for a long time, and haven't done it until recently. And I don't know, do you guys remember like when this stuff was kind of announced back damn near 20 years ago? You guys have any memories of that? Yeah,
I remember being hyped for it, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it never came out.
And then it came out, yeah.
Yeah.
But as a European, I kind of get used to that.
Right. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with how. I mean, just from like reading stuff over the years, I know that this thing's really in depth, but just to actually see it all firsthand, how much stuff you can do with the course creator and then like the car creator and stuff like that. It's really cool. And even just before you even get into any of that stuff, there's like 12 additional tracks for the 64DD version that the developers kind of put together and have available for you and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I've watched the video review, Danny. You don't need to tell me again.
Yeah. And if you haven't watched the video review, you should definitely check that out.
I like how we've just got a random 64DD video review in amongst all the Switch ones.
Yeah, well, like the thing was, I did a 64DD like overview type of video a couple months ago, and I intended to kind of keep at it maybe like once a month or something over the summer, but didn't happen.
We'll get there eventually. Every game. There's not many games.
There's not, and I still need to buy 3 of them. One of them retails is one of them is like, I don't know, $700. So good luck to me. One of these days. But
I'll just find a friend who has it and then just ask them to come around for a couple of hours and capture it.
Dude, I don't know anybody that has 64DD stuff. Not anybody in person. If you do, you want to let me borrow it.
Maybe Cheesemeister. Hit up Cheesemeister. He might know.
Hey, man. borrow your super expensive game. I swear I'll give it back to you.
That's right. He lives in Kyoto though, so yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Then again, too, I'm still kind of stuck on that Pro Famicast Evolution baseball game. Been kind of playing through that, so nothing really exciting or new from me. But yeah, James.
Old.
Yeah, James. How about you, man?
Okay, so well, this summer we've been doing this summer of streams thing. We're basically trying to stream a different game every single day. And the idea came about because I started to realize I had a whole lot of games and a whole lot of demos that I just hadn't played. So what better excuse than having, a month off from school and all these games to play. So, put two and two together. So that's what we decided to do. So, man, I don't know what to talk about really. There's so many games. I mean, good ones. I'll focus on the good ones. I mean, Valkyria Chronicles 4. That's a game which is out soon, I think. It's making the rounds anyway. People who have got the review codes are playing it now, put it that way. So it must be out soon. That took me by surprise because that's... are you familiar with Valkyria Chronicles series?
I actually caught a little bit of your stream when you were doing it live.
Yeah, it's basically... Well, it's not really Advance Wars, but like... Because you're moving, just people, and it's more like a third-person, action game. But it is a strategy game, so you're limited with how much you can walk and stuff. And it's not strategy games, are not really my thing. But like, because of how it plays out, it's more like a an action game. And because it goes into third person, and you can have full control of the character and shoot where you want to and lock on who you want to. It really hit me, and it was like the aesthetic was nice. It's got this kind of like pencil shaded effects and stuff like that. And I really ended up really enjoying it. And there's quite a hefty demo as well. Like there's a whole bunch of like stages in there, and they've got full cutscenes and everything in there. I mean, my stream is about an hour, but like there's more to it than that. Like if you watch all the videos, do all the missions in there, there's a good couple of hours of content in there. So it's really worth downloading the demo. And I'm not sure if it all carries over, but yeah, that was surprising because I don't think this series has been on Nintendo systems like traditionally. I always associate it with Sony stuff anyway.
Yeah, kind of me too.
I don't know, it could be on Xbox, but like it's when I see that I think Sony. And yeah, I think it's on PS4 and Switch and maybe Xbox. I'm not sure about that one. And then straight after that, me and Danny hit the Dragon Ball Fighter Z beta test. Right. Which is pretty interesting. That was a kind of amazing timing. We started Summer of Streams, and then boom, the Dragon Ball Z beta test happened at the same that weekend, right? You could download the client or whatever a few days before, but then didn't go live. I mean, Danny, you're obviously a way bigger Dragon Ball dude than I am. I didn't know who I was playing as. I didn't really know what was going on. I was just smashing away. Right.
It's like for me, whenever Dragon Ball was getting popular in the States, like, about 20 years ago, I was really into it. But, with the kind of resurgence of Dragon Ball stuff now, I guess the new TV series and whatever, I don't know anything about that, anything about the new movies, Super Saiyan God. I don't know anything about that. But I was always super stoked just to see guys like Nappa in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, Nappa's awesome. He's kind of a loser in the series overall, I guess, but he has the little span of maybe 15 or 20 episodes where he's one of the most powerful creatures that you see in the whole universe. So that's kind of cool.
I mean, obviously we've heard Ty talk about it for so long, and then to actually finally see it announced and then having the beta on Switch was kind of amazing. And Ty, I don't know if you've actually had a chance to see any like Switch footage, but like for me, it ran incredibly smoothly. I didn't see any either like frame rate issues or like lag issues.
Does it run
or online stuff or anything. It was like buttery. 60 frames a second?
On
Switch? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, it felt very, very smooth.
It'd be hard if you looked at our stream because with our equipment,
right? Yeah, that would be
we can only capture it at a 30. So, but yeah, I don't know if it was 60. It might have been 30.
Maybe, yeah. It probably wasn't 60. No, it was probably 30. But like, Don't quote me on that one, but like it played incredibly smoothly, and it looked, amazing. Like looked really like crisp, high res, whatever. There was it didn't feel like it had been downgraded at all, like fewer effects or something like that. Everything was going on. So yeah, I was really impressed. And it's funny how the what do you call it? The lobby system is identical to another demo I'd played a few months back. Like, is it the Cross Battle? Yeah, Cross Battle. Yeah, BlazBlue Cross Tag. That had exactly the same lobby kind of system. You control a little chibi character and you kind of move around. It doesn't really have menus. It's kind of like you move this little character around, and it was like exactly the same. Right. So I guess they just copy and paste that for all their games now.
Yep.
Or whatever. It's good.
I remember the developers said that the reason they do that is to make it to give it a little more of an arcade feel.
Yeah. I thought that the menus so the final game is like that. It's not just for the beta, right? I'm assuming that is the final game.
Right.
It's the same thing, right? Yeah. I thought it was a bit kind of like clumsy to kind of like connect, like find people to like play with in this beta test. Like you have to like set up a circle, like a group, and then get people to join and stuff like that. And changing characters, you have to go like into like the start menu and stuff like that. I'm assuming that was just for the beta test and everything, but like
it didn't have the guy you could talk to just join the world battles or whatever.
No, I think maybe the beta wasn't like that, but anyway, it just had like a long list of like rooms that you could join. And I just get you choose a room and then you get in there. Anyway, me and Danny managed to find each other, and we played together, and we had no problems, right?
Yeah, it seemed pretty smooth. Yeah.
Well, the only problem Daddy had was losing, but whatever.
Yeah. Oh man, I had such a great start too. It was crazy. The first round of matches, I was like kicking your butt. I was like, man, awesome. And then just unceremoniously just went down like the biggest chump ever. It was bad. It was really bad.
It was funny because we had a practice game before the stream, and I kicked your ass there as well. And then as soon as we hit live, then I lost. I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah. Danny's learned how to play this game in the.
Nice.
Yeah. Get excited. Well, just that one round. So. Yeah.
And then straight after that, actually, Cyrus, inspired by our amazing Dragon Ball skills, he streamed BlazBlue Cross Tag because he actually owns that game. So he streamed the proper game, and so yeah, you should check that out. And then me and Danny played, continuing our 2-player efforts. We played ARMS with each other.
Yeah.
Bit of a. So this is actually Me and Ty have just finished recording AC/DC Armchair Designers Club, and we talked a little bit about this. But like the whole thing that Ty always goes on about this podcast is online progression systems.
That's right.
And that's usually when I kind of like tune out and I just start to play the Sanford and Son theme song in my head. But like, but I actually got a taste of it, and now it's all become too real.
Right?
It became too real. So like, Danny has put quite a few hours into this game. Like, how many? 10, 20 hours?
No, like, maybe 30. I don't know.
30 hours. Yeah, it was like one of your most played games of last year, wasn't it? Like, it was up there, right?
Up there with like Rocket League and Zelda.
Probably. Yeah. So Danny obviously unlocked like a whole bunch of arms for his dude, his Master Mummy, which is his favorite character, right?
Yeah, but I mean, then again, when it comes to unlocking the stuff, you have no control over what you unlock at all, who it unlocks for, or anything. It does seem like it does kind of tilt towards like you get more unlocks for players that you use more, but then again, sometimes it seems that way. Sometimes it doesn't at all. It's really weird.
Yeah, but that's not the point I'm going for. The point is I had none of those special arms. I just like default.
No, but actually, you probably do. All of these arms are available, maybe not necessarily on any character.
For the low price. Yeah.
No. I mean, if you choose like a specific character, you will have like all of these arms are available in the game through some kind of configuration that the characters actually have.
Okay. So Danny, I don't know what it was called. It has this like giant arm, which like is like electrifies and stuff like that. So like basically, I couldn't do anything. It was like because I'm obviously a noob, but like there was literally like I couldn't like dash around this arm. I couldn't like jump over it. I couldn't block it. It was like everything. I just couldn't do it. It was like
you should have been able just to jump and try to grab me, man.
Yeah. So like there then when Danny changed his character out to someone else, things seem to even out a little bit better. But that Master Mummy with his fucking upgraded arms, fucking hell, that was crazy. Yeah. So yeah, Danny's good at arms.
No, don't say that.
And
I am not good at arms.
And he's even better when he's using, unlocked things via the progression system that helps him cheat. So yeah, good luck to him.
Sounds like a scrub if I ever heard one.
No, progression systems prevents me from going on there. So in your face.
There's the guy that lost. Okay.
And then played it. I don't know why, but I played Monster Hunter Generations. I mean, somebody had to bite the bullet. Somebody had to play that game. I think, is it out? I don't know if it's out yet, but like the demo is out, so I played the demo.
It's been out in Japan for like a year.
Well, yeah, obviously, but the English version is, I think it's due out. Oh, it could be out. Yeah, I hear Gaijin Hunter talking about it on his Switch, so on his Twitter, sorry. So I think it must be out. But yeah, didn't really enjoy that. Didn't really know what was going on. Couldn't even defeat the easiest monster. It's it's not really a game for me. But
I think I quit playing all those years ago.
Yeah, just the fact that there's like the button to get your weapon out and the button to put your weapon away is different. Like, what the fuck? It's just unnecessarily complicated controls and whatever. But anyway, if you want to see me fail, then there's a whole almost hour of that. And then more fun things. There was the Splatfest, the EU Splatfest. We had 3 Splatfests simultaneously. There was a American one was like spoons versus forks, which the answer is spork, right?
Right.
Japan was the chocolate, that mushroom chocolate versus the bamboo chocolate.
Yeah. And just for clarification, these don't taste like mushrooms or bamboo. It's just like one's like a cracker type of thing with chocolate on it, and the other is like a cookie.
What you call me?
Yeah, you heard me.
But so the European one was how do you like to spend your holiday, which is how you know it's the European one because it does say vacation. How do you like to spend your holiday? Relaxing or like more adventurous? And I chose relax, and we lost. The relax team lost. But it was a fun stream, and they had a great shifty station. The kind of not randomly generated, but the kind of unique stage for each Splatfest was a pretty good one. Oh, they've all been good. That was good times. Played a bit of Implosion, Never Lose Hope, which we played at TGS last year. Yeah, well, it was in that. What was it? Not Rainy Frog. Maybe it was the other one. The other
Fly High Works.
Fly High Works is those guys. They had it on, and yeah, I really like that game actually. It's kind of like a hack and slash, but it's kind of like very fast paced. But it's like like a simplified Bayonetta, but from like a third person. Like what would you call that? Third quarter angle, like not over the top, but like third quarter angle camera view. And it's really fast-paced and really easy to get into, and really enjoyed that. Star Ghost, we can probably skip that one. Yoku's Island Express, that was okay, not really my thing. Pinball, it's like a pinball game, but in the disguise of an adventure game. Not a huge fan of that one. And the big one was Paladins, which is a Patreon exclusive video that we did with one of our patrons, Fidel. We'll talk about more that in the now playing section. But the game that I've been most playing, and for review and for fun, because it's a good game, it's Kero Blaster.
Nice.
Switch, which is another. No, not TGS. This was a Bitsummit game. Yeah. We played it. I played this, on the Switch. Yeah, I played it on Switch there as well. Yeah,
we even have some footage up of James playing on our YouTube right here on our channel, so you can check that out.
Might have had a little interview with not the developer, because the developer is Pixel, which is it's quite a big, it's quite a famous developer here in Japan. He wasn't at BitSummit, I don't think, but he's the Cave Story guy. The guy just likes to do everything on his own: the graphics, the sound, the programming, everything. It's kind of amazing. So I guess the graphics are similar to that, but I think I put them more like Atari 2600, but like in HD. And there's more detail, obviously way more detail than entire 2600, but I just mean the characters themselves are kind of like that, huge chunky pixels. It's basically like a run and gun kind of shooter game, but like platform game, but like you can upgrade your weapons and get new weapons, which I didn't know because the demo at Bit Summit didn't have any of this. It was just like a standard little pea shooter weapon. But now I realize this game is like way more fair than I thought it was, because like for the Bit Summit demo, you only got like 2 hits and a tiny little pea shooter of a weapon. And then you have to go and like defeat all these enemies and then the boss at the end. And it's like, I couldn't defeat the boss at Bit Summit. But now I realize that the coins that you're collecting, when you die, you don't lose the coins. They build up. So if you die, you go to the beginning of that screen. If you have a game over, you go to the beginning of the world. So it's quite fair, I think. You get 3 lives per world, and the worlds are not that big. So you can get better. You play the levels more and more, and you get really good at it, and you can just like fly straight to the boss without getting hit. The first time you're probably going to die a bunch of times, but you're collecting coins all the time. And then you can upgrade your weapons, and you can upgrade your health bar. You can add extra hearts and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know, rogue-like or whatever you can say that. Like you're dying, but you're still keeping a certain amount of progress or whatever. But the way they did it it's really fun. And I think I'm on like world 5 now, and like unlocked a whole bunch of extra weapons, and I've got like a nice big health life bar now, and whole other bunch of stuff which I won't spoil, but it's like way more expansive and way more like interesting than I thought. It's not like this super simple, done in an hour kind of game. There's quite a lot of content to it. So, and I think it's like also on like smartphones or something like that.
Oh,
but
really?
I can't imagine playing it on like that kind of. You need a controller for this,
right?
But I just like the look of it. I like the way. I mean, the controls, it's a little bit weird because like if you're shooting and you press shooting to the right and you press left, you don't turn left, you just walk backwards. Okay. So it's kind of like, lock on kind of thing. So you have to let go of fire, turn around, then fire again. That takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's fine once you do. And all the bosses are really imaginative and stuff. And there's some really fucking hard levels. So that level I'm on hard now is a right bitch, but I'm getting better at it, and I'm enjoying, getting good, as they say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a game that that encourages you to get good, and when you get good, you feel good about getting good.
Yeah.
So I think it's about like $10 or something like that, which I think it's a fair price. It's a good thing, and I think it's on everything, so there's no excuse not to try it out.
Sure. Yeah.
So there you go, lots of demos and one actual game right at the end there.
Nice.
In terms of new games, Carabas is quite new. It's like came out last week, so right. Working on a video review for that. So check it out.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, that's going to go ahead and do it for new business. Next, we're going to move into now playing at thefamicast.com.
Dig it.
Now playing at thefamicast.com, as we have been mentioning throughout our new business, there's a whole bunch of crap that we have up on the site and up on the YouTube. And James, do you want to kind of reiterate Summer of Streams and how long are we doing this?
Well, all the games I mentioned, was quite a lot. But if you go to the website, thefamicast.com, we have a page called Famicast Presents the Summer of Streams 2018 edition, and there's a whole list of everything that we've streamed. So all these links take you to the YouTube page, but if you subscribe to YouTube, then you'll get all that anyway. But if you don't want to subscribe to us on YouTube for some reason, but you want the links, then you can go to the website and check them all out. Only one of them you can't access if you're not a patron. It's only the Paladin stream that you can't access if you're not a patron. But all the rest of them are free and available to all. So yeah, how many are there? Jesus Christ! I mean, Danny, you've got one. You've got one. Pro Yaku Famistar. You stream the RPG mode for that.
Yeah. Yes, I did that, and it's just I think I mentioned in my review if you haven't checked it out, but in that baseball game there is an RPG mode in there. It's pretty cool. It's a little short, but it's pretty neat because at the end of that whole mode you have like this player card that you can use in the game for like a baseball player in the game. So that's kind of cool. So
if you include the podcasts, like the live, because these count as live streams, in a way. If you count the 2 podcasts that we've done this month, we have 20 streams in August. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So check them out.
And with the Paladin stuff, James, do you want to go in a little bit more detail on that?
Oh shit! Yeah, that was pretty epic, right? So like we that involves all of us, by the way.
Yeah.
So one of our patrons called Fidel Suarez. Fidel, if you're listening, watching, hello. He requested to play Paladins with all of us. So that's a 5-man squad, all 5 of us, including Cyrus, who was joining us from Ireland. And we all played together in Paladins in the same squad. I don't know if you call it squads, but whatever, same team. And in case you didn't know, Paladins is basically Overwatch, which is it's a free-to-play game. You can download it, check it out. It's good. But if you're like someone like Cyrus who pays for the $30, what was it? The
character pass or whatever.
The founders edition or whatever. You can do that, unlock all the characters. If you don't want to do that, you can play for free, and you get to play a bunch of characters for free. So that's what we were doing, except Cyrus, who had access to all the characters. But we happened to be playing on the free weekend where all the characters were unlocked. So bit of a sour note for Cyrus there, because we get all the characters for free anyway. But anyway,
right.
Anyway, the what I did was we captured all 5 of our streams, and actually Fidel had capture equipment, which is kind of amazing. So I combined all 5 of our videos into one, so you can actually have this multi-screen kind of gameplay video where you can see all 5 of us playing simultaneously with our voice chat over the top, and you can see exactly what we're doing, and while we're talking and chatting with each other and coordinating, sometimes well, sometimes not so well, but
right.
I think overall we kicked a lot of ass that night, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna take credit for that.
Yeah. It's kind of like with the Fortnite one that we did last month. Just listen to Ty, and we can get through almost anything. Well,
right. Stand behind Ty and shoot the bad guys.
Yeah.
There you go. So that is awesome. And if you're level 3, tier 3 patron or higher, you've probably already seen that. And if you're a level 4, like the $10 patron or more, you can actually get involved with that. You can be on the stream with us and choose the game. And I believe next month, in the month of September, we've already chosen the Patreon for September, and he chose Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So we're going to have obviously Ty can't play with this one, but unless he goes around to Danny's house or something. But we're going to have a full squad of Mario Kart, so that should be fun. So I look forward to that next month. Little preview.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did I forget anything?
No, you're good. And
shit! And Ty wants to mention something.
Oh yeah, the new AC/DC Armchair Designers Club. We recorded it. I'm kind of in the middle of editing it right now.
Oh,
great.
Ty, say that again. You kind of crapped out.
Oh, I'm in the middle of editing it right now.
Editing what?
AC/DC Armchair Developers Club, our Patreon exclusive podcast.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yes.
So any budding video game designers out there, make sure you listen to it.
Yeah, we talk about some core features of video games across all genres and platforms.
Yeah, we're changing it up a little bit for season 2. Like season 1 of our Patreon, we tackled 3 different game series. For season 2, we're kind of tackling game concepts of design and stuff like that. So
season 3, you're just gonna do video games as a whole.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we're gonna redesign entertainment.
It's just gonna keep going and going and going.
Call the investors.
That's right.
Right.
We'll all be millionaires by then anyway. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So yeah, check that out in the next few days. It might be out by the time you listen to this podcast.
Nice.
And yeah, like I kind of mentioned throughout my new business, there's some some 64DD videos that are up on YouTube right now. Brand new, hot off the presses, baby. Brand new.
That's right. You should hold up your 64DD cartridge when you do that.
Brand new 64DD stuff right in your face. After expansion kit review. I mean, I'm talking, okay, yeah, about 20 years too late, but here we are. This is the world we live in nowadays.
Run out and buy it now.
Yeah, and the prohibitively expensive 64DD as well. Good luck to you. At the same time, I did, because I captured a whole lot of footage, from the game while doing this stuff. So I put some additional stuff on there too. There's like the intro video for the game that you can see that's up on YouTube. Also, there's like if you don't insert a disc inside of the 64DD, there's a little type of a sequence that goes on, and I went ahead and recorded that and uploaded that as well. Like I said, you can check that out right here on YouTube. We have a playlist set up for that. And if you just you're over on the Famicast.com, I have a kind of like a hub page set up there, so you can check out not only just that stuff, but all of the 64DD content that we have up on the Famicast in written form and in video form, links and like all that type of stuff. So you'll definitely want to check that out.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that about covers it. So all this and more, Famicast.com.
Woo, dig it.
All right, James. I think you know what time it is.
1 second.
Okay. I don't know if he's doing this for shock value or something like that.
He's getting the megaphone.
He must be. Let's just hope that he is. Just wait here for a couple of moments.
It's the Japanese.
Okay, there it is. We're here. Probably don't even need any explanations, but we're here. We're with the Japanese. Lots of stuff has been going down. The first episode of this month we recorded relatively early in the month, and this one we kind of recording relatively late. So there's a bunch of crap that has been happening throughout the month of August. What's that?
The Famicast blessing.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, the first thing, and we did kind of cover this in another video live, actually. So earlier this month, there was obviously a Super Smash Bros. Direct. New characters shown off, a bunch of new information was given out. If you want to see some of our detailed, like super detailed impressions about this, I would suggest going back and watching that video. But I guess just maybe as kind of like a recap or as kind of like an overview,
It was called Famicast Reacts.
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers Direct, something like that. August, when was it? 8th?
Is it the 8th? Yeah.
Like I think it was 8/8. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
But now that we've had some time to kind of soak this stuff in, do you guys have any additional thoughts to what was shown off?
People seem to be very hyped for the Castlevania stuff coming in.
Yeah.
I could take it or leave it, but I know some people are super hyped.
I thought most of the hype was about King K. Rool.
Yeah.
Man, they hate all rare characters on 8-4 Play. It's kind of like a running joke on their podcast. They just all kind of like Killer Instinct, Donkey Kong Country, all the kind of pre-rendered stuff is like so much hate. You don't get any of that hate on this podcast. We love it.
Wow, yeah, that's a bad opinion zone.
Yeah, I love that. I love that pre-rendered stuff. That's awesome. I think it's really cool.
And also, I've kind of figured something I did figure out after the stream is that Diddy Kong and King K. Rool now bring up the British design characters to 2 in Super Smash Brothers. Because if you think about it, there's like 70 characters in Smash Brothers. 67 of them are Japanese designed by Japanese people in Japan. 2 of them are British designed, and 1 of them is American designed. And that one is
the Shadow Samus or whatever.
There you go, Dark Samus.
Original character, do not steal.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I give the Americans half a point for that one.
We'll take it.
You'll take it, will you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
But it just goes to show like how it, I mean, King K. Rool and Diddy Kong, I mean, they are from the Donkey Kong, game series. It wouldn't really call that, British in origin, because obviously that's, Nintendo of Japan.
But still,
But
at the same time, I mean, that's Rare's idea to put Diddy
yeah.
into the game. And King K. Rool's obviously all of them completely.
Yeah. I doubt they would admit that now. In fact, I'm not sure. Yeah, that'd be interesting, actually. In the trophies for King K. Rool, do they actually mention Rare at all? Probably not. Probably just, in the Nintendo game, Donkey Kong Country, King K. Rool was the boss,
Right.
Something like that, right? But I know Microsoft are less, they're less worried about, admitting that their games were not designed by them, like in the Rare collection thing, right, Ty? Like they actually say, it's a Nintendo 64 game, don't they? Or do they? Or do they kind of, it's the classic, that game by the other people.
Yeah, I better go and check.
Okay, okay, maybe I spoke too quickly. But anyway.
Yeah, I think they mentioned it in like the developer interview videos on there, actually.
Okay.
Did not say it was from the classic 8-bit console era. From the 16-bit
I'll have to watch
time.
it, but I think there was at least one mention of Nintendo.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And if you play... oh, no, never mind. I was thinking of the KI2 that you could get if you bought Killer Instinct Season 2, and you play that on your Xbox, and you can clearly see the Nintendo logo in that game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Not at the start of the game, but like if you get the Supreme Victory with TJ Combo, you know how it does a cutscene? He lifts up a KI2 arcade machine and he throws it.
Right.
You can see it like right there on the side. Nintendo.
Nice.
They're the arcade versions, right? Not the Super NES versions, right?
Yeah, they're the arcade versions.
So doesn't it begin with Ultra 64?
No, they definitely cut that.
Oh, okay. Right. Because Killer Instinct 2 technically never came out on Nintendo systems. That was just an arcade game.
Well, it was KI Gold.
It was called KI Gold, right?
Yeah.
It's quite different, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I know for me. Well, I know for me with the Smash Brothers stuff. I mean, I'm relatively excited about the game. I buy Smash Brothers games. It almost seems like kind of out of duty.
Yeah.
And every time I get them, and if I play them with friends, it's a lot of fun. And just having more characters, especially more representations from all these other series of Castlevania stuff, that's cool. I mean, I'm not like super hardcore into Castlevania or anything, but it's just cool to see that type of stuff in the game. And K. Rool's awesome, so I was really excited and happy to see that.
I like how they introduced him. That was quite fun.
Yeah,
that was a great psych out. And we're still mysterious about what the hidden mode is, what the single player mode will be. But I just thought, there's so many characters within game series now. Like, if you just let's just focus on Donkey Kong alone. We've got Donkey Kong, Diddy, K. Rool, right? And then we've got how many Donkey Kong stages are in that game? They got the 64 one, they got the Melee one, they got the new one, and then you've got all the music tracks associated with that, and then you've got all the items. You could just limit Smash Brothers to just Donkey Kong related content, and you would still have a lot of content. And then replace that with, let's say, Castlevania content. Like you got the Castlevania characters, you got the Castlevania Sys trophies, the levels, and the music. You could just play. You could say, okay, tonight, guys, let's just play Castlevania stuff, and you could still have you could play for hours and just concentrate on Castlevania stuff, and then move on to the Mario series or whatever. There's just so much stuff. It's kind of crazy. Metroid. Now you've got Ridley as well,
right?
You got Samus, Dark Samus, Ridley. All those back stages and stuff like that. It's crazy. Well, they took out Ridley's stage because now Ridley's in it.
Makes sense, I guess.
But yeah, I guess it kind of sucks. It's a good stage without the Ridley bullshit.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So yeah, looking forward to diving into that game. It's going to make a very fun game to play and stream and play with you guys and play with you guys listening and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy fun. And you don't need to capture one screen, thank God.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. All right. Well, moving on here, and this is something that James brought to my attention because I just kind of totally missed it. But
What an
during
asshole!
right, and if you follow James on Twitter, you might have heard a little bit about that.
Right.
But for Gamescom, Nintendo of Europe, Nintendo UK, like all of the Nintendos over there, they had like an indie showcase that happened just a couple of days ago, and they showed off a bunch of new indie stuff coming up. Some stuff were known quantities, some stuff were things that I've never seen before.
So
And
are you telling me this wasn't on the American channel at all? Like
Nope.
there's nothing even similar to it?
Yeah, and the
Wow.
reason is that Nintendo of America announced that they're going to have their own indies like showcase type of thing here in a couple of days to kind of help kick off PAX West. And I think Reggie said that it's not okay. It's not
there it
gonna
comes.
be a carbon copy of this. He said that there are a couple of other additional announcements, but I think by and large, a lot of the content that's going to be appearing in this new North American Direct is going to be pretty damn similar with whatever the hell else they're going to have. Who knows?
Did he start that sentence with "look"?
Yes, like let me just put a little, like, I don't know, like a shield on my boy Reggie here for a second. But yeah,
it was a bit of a kind of a communication, not miscommunication, but like poor timing, I guess, because like you've got Gamescom, which is like technically bigger than E3, but because it happens in Europe, all Americans kind of go, what?
Exactly.
And just ignore it. But there's like, and then they're like, huh? What's all these games being announced? What? I didn't know there was an event on,
Yeah, right.
Gamescom is kind of huge. It's a big deal. And
it's basically like in scope, it's bigger or as big as, TGS.
Yeah. There's more.
Thousands of people go every day.
Yeah, it's a lot of countries. Europe is not a country, in case you didn't know that.
Oh, yes, it is. You're wrong, James.
Several
countries. You know.
ERP, or as in American English, say ERP.
Right.
ERP is many countries, and so this Direct was only, it had an ERP-ian person, doing the commentary. It's a British woman,
right?
Which is quite annoying, but
oh, really?
They showed lots of game.
Thought it was fine, but
it was like listening to one of my aunties. If you like shooty games, you're sure to enjoy Everspace Stellar Edition on Nintendo Switch, coming in summer 2018.
Wow.
It's like, okay, Auntie, thanks for the update. Can you get out my bedroom and let me play video games?
Right. And actually, speaking of Everspace, that's
sorry, I was just reading off the agenda there.
No, good call. That's one of the games that kind of stood out to me. It looks pretty cool. I think since I've typed that up on the agenda, I checked out a review of like maybe a PC version.
Okay.
Still sounds like okay.
Is this like a No Man's Sky, a simple edition?
It's more like it's like a roguelike or maybe roguelite space sim shooter arcadey thing. More emphasis on like arcadey stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. Like it looks great visually. Who knows how well it's gonna play? Well, people that have played it do, I guess. But
the most important update we got was Morphe's Law.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that thing.
And this came back looking way better because like that. The reason why we knew that there was going to be a Indies Direct, which we turned out was only for Europe, but we didn't know that at the time, was that the Morphe's Law people were tweeting out, big things are coming or like updates soon or something like that, because they'd been quiet for like months, like half a year, and then there it was. It was like one of the major games shown in the Direct or showcase or whatever you want to call it, and it looks way better. Like they've improved. The geometry, the characters, the graphics, the textures, everything is like way crisper and cleaner and better than they were when we first saw it. Because it did look a bit, well, Ty might call it poverty kind of looking, but now they've definitely put the spit and polish on it, and it looks way better. And it's out now. I think it's like $20 on all the eShops, and it's on the Japanese eShop as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess Travis Touchdown, there was some kind of I don't know what you'd say, some kind of like a screen cap with him wearing like a Morphe's Law t-shirt, like under his jacket. It's like a cross promotion type of thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and were there any other big games that stood out for that one? Or there's another one that just came out, Bad North, that was kind of focusing that. People are really seem to enjoying that as well. Kind of like a strategy game, but like kind of cutesy, but very difficult apparently.
Still, I mean, it's cute, but it's still kind of violent. I mean, the ground's getting covered in blood.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty brutal, but looks great.
Yeah, and because in the Indie Showcase they kept mentioning, you'll be able to play these games on the Gamescom show floor,
right?
Which is obviously why they couldn't show that on the American channel,
right? And going back to Gamescom, one of our buddies in the chat, Haitani, he said that regarding visitors, he thinks it's probably the biggest games convention. Apparently, about 370,000 people attended this year. That's pretty crazy. That's more than TGS for sure.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I saw some pictures like from friend of the show Don Koopman tweeting out pictures of the crowds, and it's like, wow, yeah, that's like TGS on a public day ×2. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's.
There's a video somewhere, maybe it's back on the NWR YouTube channel, but like there's a picture of me being almost swamped to death by Dragon Quest fans at TGS. I'm just calling out for help, calling out for my mother's love as I get crushed by Dragon Quest fans. It was scary. I almost died. I lived, bitch.
Damn the luck.
That was like Dragon Quest X, which still isn't out in the West. So.
Right.
And neither is Dragon Quest 11.
Right. Hey, that's what's coming soon though. Not on Nintendo platforms.
This has been my, I don't know, what would you call it? My Moby Dick. This is like, the whale that doesn't die. It's like I've been trolling Dragon Quest 11 on Switch, for 3 years now. Because this was announced on NX.
Right.
And it's still, there's still like even the latest kind of information from Square Enix is like what we're working on it, or we're having trouble with like the engine or something like that. I mean, they're still like putting out negative, like this is gonna take a while, guys. In 2018, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's what I'm curious about that game because obviously with the 3DS version that's never coming out in the West, that was completely different, like visually. It's the 3D. There are 3D characters and stuff that are on the screen if you choose, but there's also like 2D characters that you can see as well simultaneously on like both screens. So it's very different visually, but the story and like content, all that stuff's the same. But if you look at like the next gen, current gen stuff like PS4, I mean it looks quite nice, and just seeing like some of the technical stuff that's going on in like the PS4 version of this game, I'm thinking like, how in the hell could they do this on the Switch? They'd have to really, tone it down. And I'm not sure like what they're using to develop this, if it's like their own proprietary engine, if that's the case.
It's Unreal. It's programmed in Unreal. And the problem is like they programmed it in Unreal, whatever, 3.9 or whatever at the end of its life. And then Unreal 4 came out, the Engine 4 came out, and And Switch only uses Unreal 4.
Okay.
So they're having real problems converting it from that old Unreal Engine to the new one. And that's what the excuse that they're still saying even now. And I really put a huge downer on that. Like if you look in the history of video games of like people, publishers coming out and saying these kind of things, it usually ends up with the game being cancelled. Like if you look at the phrases that they're using, and you look in the history of video game releases or not releases, these kind of games usually don't come out, but they can't use it because it's Dragon Quest and it's Japan and it's the Switch.
Yeah.
So they're in the minus with this. They're in the red with the Switch version. I can tell you that. And the people at Square Enix are pissed. The higher ups are pissed that it's taken this long and it's costing this much money. And it's like, it's going to reach a point where it's like, okay, we're never going to make this much money back now. It's like, and that's the point where they can either give up and cancel it, or they'll just push ahead and they'll take a loss and they'll try and get it back as much as they can. And they might not. And that's the thing with Japanese companies, they usually go for the former. They don't usually say, fuck it, put some more money into it. They usually cut their losses and say goodbye. So there is a real danger that could happen.
I don't know, man. Look at games like Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. I mean, things like that. I mean, Final Fantasy 7, remake as well. That is kind of like in the same boat. And Final Fantasy 15 lost them so much money, and they had to redo it whatever 2 or 3 times, and make it a completely different game.
With smaller series, I can see them maybe just giving up. Something like Dragon Quest, and especially considering the market for Switch in Japan, I think that they'll continue on. I mean, it might be next year or the year after by the time this comes out.
Back to Final Fantasy, was it? I forgot what it was called now. Final Fantasy 13 Versus or something like that. Okay. And that game got cancelled and turned into Final Fantasy 15. So I am right. When things lose so much money, they do fucking cancel them, man, and they turn them into other stuff.
But I mean, with Final Fantasy 13, there's already 2 or 3 versions of that, anyways.
Yeah.
So that's just being overly ambitious, I think. But
yeah, and people are still saying on Twitter now, they're like, oh yeah, well, the PS4 version is coming out, but I'd rather wait for the Switch version. So there is still hype for it, amazingly, But I just thought I'd say to those people, watch out. It might not happen.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, if you want to play, just find a way to play it.
Yeah.
Who knows how much if you have to wait indefinitely, or if you
want to play the HD version in English, probably the PS4 version is the way to go.
Yep.
But fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, moving on to regular news stuff. Actually, something I didn't write here on the agenda, but I'll just kind of say up here really quick. There is an update coming to Dragon Quest X. That is the online Dragon Quest. I saw this via our good pal over at Japanese Nintendo, Brian. Yeah, it's version 4.3 or some kind of. It's basically some kind of a patch or something that's coming to the Switch version, the Wii U version, and then I think
you can buy the physical release of that in Japan.
Yeah,
all in one.
Yeah, all in one, and then with that you can get all in one. That came out there's a version of that came out last year, and then last year there's also another a version on top of that came out. So
no problems porting that, mate.
Right.
Same for that other shitty Dragon Quest. What was it? Heroes, Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2. They shit out a conversion of that and switched pretty fast. It was terrible, but they did it.
Right. I mean, people the quality seems to be pretty much even across the board on all platforms for Dragon Quest X. Seems fine. So.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen anybody bitching about any of the versions of it and stuff. I mean, most people that are playing Dragon Quest X here in Japan are really super into it. I don't think there's really any casual players of that game.
Yeah, casual MMO players are not usually things you hear together.
Right.
You're either divorcing your third wife and selling the rings from your previous marriage to pay for more credit, or you don't play it. There's no in between. Absolutely. Literally no in between.
But continuing on with the news, this isn't about divorce or anything. Anyways, Luigi's Mansion has been dated for the 3DS.
What a segue.
Yeah, right?
Talking of people being taken out behind the back and killed, Luigi's Mansion. There you go, Luigi. He was killed. He was killed in the direct.
It's canon.
Exactly. Well, this is before he died. So, it's
pre-death, yeah.
Yes, and what's cool about this too, this is it's obviously Luigi's Mansion that was on the GameCube, but this time it's in stereoscopic 3D. It's coming.
Got to say it properly, Danny. We're the Japanese podcast. We can't say Luigi's Mansion. Get that grammar out of here.
But excuse me, Luigi Mansion, singular.
There you
go. Whatever. But it's
you usually get me on those things. So I thought
right. Actually, I'm looking across my room right now. I see my GameCube Japanese copy just right over there. Yes, Luigi Mansion.
Luigi Mansion.
There it is.
Luigi Mansion coming 2020.
Luigi Mansion is coming on October 12th in North America and October 19th and 20th for the EU and Europe, or for the EU and Australia. There's no word right now on a Japanese release. So
what?
It'll come. It's just they just haven't said anything on the official NCL side or anything like that.
Takes a long time to delete that S, mate.
It does. Unbelievable.
Get rid of it. Yeah, and if you're watching live, would you buy Waluigi's Mansion? Let us know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. That's okay. Moving on.
Talking about games that we thought were cancelled.
Right. James, you want to take this?
Okay. Dark Souls Remastered is not cancelled on Switch.
Right.
See, they actually put effort into it and, put more money towards fixing it and getting it finished.
Well, we don't have our hands on the final product, so the jury's still out.
Unlike Square Enix. So yeah, October 18th, it's coming out, and in Japan, one day before the West, they get on the 19th. The Japanese version is language locked.
Yep.
There is no English, so don't download it early. Just fucking wait a day. Jesus Christ.
Unless you want to play it in Japanese, then
unless you're completely fluent in kanji, then go ahead and download it one day earlier. Yeah, it's a shame about these language lock things, but Splatoon, Dark Souls, what else? There's something else.
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors, that's right. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, unfortunately, there you go. Yeah. But most people listening are probably not going to have that problem. So.
I mean, thankfully too that the amiibo, the Dark Souls amiibo, is coming out on the same day. I ordered mine back in like March. Pre-ordered it, and
that is region locked, so you can't use it.
Right? Is it?
No.
I was gonna say no. So I'm excited to have that coming, and I'm planning on picking up the English version from the North American eShop. This isn't a game I want to. I've never even played Dark Souls, and I don't think I want to kick it off by playing it in Japanese. So.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I've done that with several series, like Layton. The first time I ever played a Layton game was in Japanese. That was pretty rough.
Because games that are designed to trick you with like how they word things, linguistically. I mean, why would you even do that to yourself in Japanese?
It was launch of the 3DS, and trying to get some stuff.
No, I was actually talking about Dark Souls, but yeah,
oh, sure.
Same thing. Cool.
Yes.
Next one I believe is for Ty.
Oh boy. Hold on, I was spacing out there. We're talking about Diablo 3.
Yes.
Yes, it's officially coming to Switch
Holy
in the West
shit.
in October. We don't know about Japan.
Right. Yeah.
Thank goodness for no region locking, am I right?
Yeah, right.
Let's see. The game was released on Japan on the PS3. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. I remember Diablo 1 and 2 getting released too, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Capcom actually published Diablo 2.
Okay.
The classic Capcom game, Diablo.
Right.
Right.
And then with Diablo 3, I mean, that was published in 2014 on PS3 by Square Enix. They also headed up localization for the game too. In its first week, it sold around 40,000 copies. No idea, lifetime to date, for that here in Japan. But there it is.
Yeah.
Strong opening.
I actually just bought Diablo 3 when I went to America. It was in a pawn shop for like $2.
Nice.
The PC original?
No, Xbox 360 version.
Wow. Holy shit.
We're going to get those achievements.
Nice. Nice. $2 achievements coming your way.
Yo.
Back compat, as they say.
Right.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't think that is. I think the Xbox One is getting a new edition of Diablo 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Will it just patch that one to be the new one, or it's like a whole different download?
It's going to be like a whole different thing, I think.
Higher resolution and all that type of stuff too.
Yeah, a different title as far as what SKUs are concerned.
Okay.
The next one, another holy shit, this is coming to Switch news.
Yeah.
I was surprised by this one. So there was, what was that convention called?
QuakeCon.
Yeah.
QuakeCon, thank you.
So
at QuakeCon, they released a whole new bunch of footage for Doom Eternal. And then Bethesda dropped the bombshell. They said that the Switch version isn't going to be treated like a second-class citizen, and it will probably come out at the same time as the others.
That's what I said.
Okay.
But
I don't think they said probably. I think
they said that it will. But
yeah,
you got to throw in a little bit of skepticism there. I really hope so.
Panic Button is taking on the porting duties again. They're the one who's ported the first Doom and Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah. And Rocket League.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. All games which run super well on Switch, despite being on systems that are way more powerful than the Switch. And so yeah, this is very exciting news. And I watched the footage that they showed at QuakeCon, and it looks amazing. Like they've added so much to it. Like they got these kind of grappled, like no, not grapple, hook shot kind of thing.
Yeah, grappling hook.
Grappling hook. Basically, you're playing on Earth, but after it's been taken over by hell, basically.
Yeah, like Doom 2.
Yeah, it's kind of incredible. I mean, obviously this is not going to look as good as the Xbone, fucking Xbox One X version compared to Switch. I'm sure what's their names? The guys who always do the comparison videos. They're really good at comparing different versions.
Those guys.
I've forgotten what they're called now. Everyone who's listening knows who I'm talking about. I mean, fucking hell, I subscribe to them on YouTube and I can't remember the name. But they'll probably do a comparison of frames per second. It's 60 to 30 or whatever, and certain level geometry is taken out or whatever. But the fact that it's playing on this, Ty, this fucking thing, this Doom running on this, it's fucking insane. I can't believe they can do that.
Yeah. A little bit of additional information about Doom in Japan, at least this version of Doom. So, yeah, I mean, Doom 2016 was released here in Japan. It sold around 40,000 copies on the PS4, and apparently it sold around 10,000 copies on the Switch. Yeah, worldwide.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, worldwide. I mean, considering the rating and stuff like that too.
Right.
Worldwide on the Switch, it sold around 350,000 units. Not bad for a game like this with that rating, like I said. And
really? You got the worldwide sales of Doom on Switch?
Yes.
Shit! Wow. Well, good job.
Yeah, I have a guy. It's called the Supreme Google search skills. But actually,
I mean, Panic Button were asked, is there any game that you could not port to Switch? And they, half joking, I guess, said that PS4 open world game, that name escapes me at the moment, where you play the redhead woman. It's kind of really beautiful open world
Horizon.
Game.
Yeah.
They said that's the only game that they think they couldn't port to Switch, but pretty much any other game they're fucking bring it on, we'll do it. So they got some cojones over at Panic Button.
Right. I was just telling James and Ty before the show. Actually, yesterday I just kind of threw down and I finally bought Doom on the Switch. I got a physical version that's coming my way tomorrow.
Nice. Cool. So if any of our patrons are listening, if you have Doom, we'll be able to do a 4-player, me, Danny, Cyrus. Unfortunately, there's no crossplay because I'm sure Ty would love to play, but unfortunately, there's no crossplay for this one. I did research that, and it's not, there's no crossplay. But yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing it. It looks great. I've heard Ty talk about it so much. Everybody, on the show except me.
I haven't played multiplayer at all, actually, so that should be interesting to get into that. Oh, it's not supposed to be that good, right?
Yeah, I played a dozen hours of multiplayer. It's not that great.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's the nourishing gruel of multiplayer.
Okay. I can.
It has a little bit of the progression-itis, which sucks.
Oh shit. Wow.
It's not that bad, but you're locked out of having some loadouts until you play it for a day or so.
Okay.
It's stupid.
All right then.
All right.
Still give it a shot.
Yeah.
Make sure to complain about that whenever you have the chance.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Well, this next bit of news is really Japan specific. There's a Legend of Zelda concert happening this year, and the tickets are available for pre-order right now, basically between August 24th and September 4th. There's going to be 2 different shows in Tokyo one on November 22nd, the other on December 14th, and then 2 shows in Osaka on the same day, just at different times, on November 25th.
November 25th.
Yeah. And the tickets range from like roughly 7,000 yen to about 10,000, a little bit more, basically between 70 to 100, $110. If you're going to be in Japan at the time, get your go to these stupid little websites so you can get thrown into a lottery and probably lose.
November 22nd is a Thursday. That's weird. That's a work day.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone works on that day.
I'm pretty sure it's
December 14th is a Friday. Back now.
Yep.
Thanks, Nintendo.
I'm double checking here just in case I'm wrong. No, yeah, it's definitely November 22nd. It's a fucking Thursday.
Because we went to the Mario one, right, Danny? And that was on a weekend. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, but I think for that they had multiple days. Sometimes there's probably a lot of stuff that it depends on, you know.
Man, that Mario one was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I've been to a Zelda one before. It was like early Famicast days, like 2011. It was a special offer where if you bought Ocarina of Time 3D, you can basically get some type of ticket or something where you can try to go to the concert. And I just filled out the stuff and tried to do it, and I got in. I got 2 tickets, went with a friend. It was great. And at the time, our buddy, Matt Walker, he tried the same thing. He just didn't get in. It's like,
you put your name as Taro Suzuki and you got in.
Yeah, exactly. So I had Taro's credit card anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, don't want to show you're a foreigner. I get straight in the shredder.
Right. No, but it's possible. You can still go if you're lucky.
All right. Talking about things that are possible.
Yeah. So yeah, some Nintendo Labo support.
I didn't know this.
You didn't know this?
Jesus. Yeah. The Labo support?
Yes, Nintendo Labo support is coming to a Fly High Works game demo. Players are going to be able to use the Toy-Con piano in a future update. We got this in Japanese Nintendo.
I thought when you talk about Labo support, I thought you were going to talk about the new Labo vehicle set going to be compatible with Mario Kart, which is a no-brainer.
Right. And that vehicle set comes out here on September 14th, I believe. And then, like James said, Mario Kart support.
That one does look like the best one, actually. And if I had the space for it, I might throw down the bones for that one because it looks fun. Like the game itself looks fun as well, and like the steering wheel and all that kind of stuff looks kind of cool.
Right.
But it's not gonna happen when I'm currently living in this house.
Sure. And I think it's cheaper than the other two as well. So that's another good point.
I actually saw a Game Explain video. Maybe it was from a few months back, maybe. And do you know the initial Labo kind of like trailer that they released? They actually showed this. They actually showed the vehicle stuff way back then. If you look back, there's like half a second of a whole bunch of stuff that hasn't been announced yet. Like there's a bird and like some kind of instrument, and like a drum set and everything.
Right.
So, and it was funny because the Game Explain guy, he was kind of looking at the turning thing that's like the submarine mode.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of looking at it in the original Labo video. It was like he had no idea what it was. It's like, what is that? He had no idea. Now, of course, how would you know that it's a submarine controller?
Right.
But yeah, I could expect Labo animals and Labo music to come out in the future because those are the other two that hasn't come out yet. Yeah, I could easily see them releasing a whole music set, drum set, guitar, whatever.
Yeah, I meant to. Man, I've been meaning to look up just like sales data on Labo. Just off the top of my head, I think like worldwide sales for all of the Labo kits combined is maybe around like 1.5 million or something. Maybe a little bit less than that.
Sorry, what was that, Danny? You crapped out there.
Okay, I think that the I'm kind of going off of memory here, but I think maybe the sales data worldwide for Labo stuff just overall is maybe around 1.5 million, maybe. I'm not sure, but
worldwide, maybe not so much for Japan.
No, I definitely not.
The Americans with their big houses and big cupboards are more likely to buy that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're literally talking like a quarter of your living room being taken up by that robot kit.
Then Grandma will see it and throw it out with the cardboard garbage on Friday. So,
it's Thursday, time to recycle.
Yeah.
So yeah. And oh yeah, there was another one, a camera. So like the Joy-Con with the camera, is it left or right? I forget. With the camera in the front, and then like the shutter one on that side, and then the screen is the kind of like, you know, like a digital camera. Rest in peace.
Right.
They don't exist anymore, but back when they did, digital cameras had a screen at the back. You know.
Right.
Some people listening might not remember those days.
My first digital camera had you could put floppy disks in it.
Beautiful.
I saw a digital camera the other week, and it was so weird.
Floppy disk one?
Yeah.
Okay, thought so.
We're in Japan.
Yes.
You had to attach your fax machine to get the pictures off it.
Obviously.
In bad news, Danny.
Yeah, so this last little bit of news here, it's not really news, it's kind of non-news, kind of. So obviously Nintendo Switch Online, it's coming in September. And Nintendo, over the past couple of weeks, have basically reconfirmed that it's coming out basically second half of September. And another thing they said here recently, they said that voice chat is coming to the Famicom/NES games via the excellent and awesome smartphone app that we all use.
Flawless.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know.
Hey, Danny, there's no other way to do voice chat on Switch. There's
obviously
no way you can put the headphone jack in and have voice chat. There's no other game on Switch does that.
I know. I mean, if they can only figure out a way around this, that's the thing. It's too hard. It's just can't be done.
Fortnite.
Right. But, you know, in all seriousness, I mean, okay, whatever. I mean, if honestly, James, if like you and me are playing one of these things, I think the cooler feature is basically having like your own private streaming session with like your buddy that you can like basically virtually hand off, you know, controllers and stuff. That's pretty cool. Or play simultaneously depending on the game.
I don't think I want to play any of those games with you though.
Oh, really?
Not like because it's you. I just mean in general.
Okay. Like
just like what, tennis, soccer.
Tennis is fun. Actually, tennis is a pretty fun one.
Tennis might be fun.
Soccer is not.
Mario Brothers, maybe.
Yeah.
Like not Super Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers. Not
Mario 3.
Mario 3 has Mario Brothers in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they've also got Mario Brothers, just straight up Mario Brothers. And a whole bunch of other stuff.
I'm not a big fan of the physics in the original Mario Brothers.
Okay. Fair enough.
Kind of terrible.
But the most exciting thing is, you know, NES games online, I guess, which is a first. But, you know, I had a mini rant on Twitter about this, the fact that, you know, people are like super hyped, you know, ready to spend money on playing, downloading Mario Brothers again. But like, there's so many things that, you know, they need to fix with their online before they do this kind of thing. You know, it's like, oh, great, we can play NES games online, but how about we have, you know, things like voice chat? How about we have, you know, a better online infrastructure in general, party features where we can just like join people's games that they're playing, which is a feature that was in the fucking 3DS. Like, if somebody was playing Mario Kart 7 on 3DS, I could go to my friends list and click join game.
Yep.
And then 15 minutes later, I would be in a game with them.
Right.
Same for Wii U. I mean, it was really weird. Like, it was really on a game by game basis, but like that feature was they've had it in the consoles in the past. Even Wii had it in some kind of regard. And then on Switch, there's nothing. You literally, like, I can see Danny is playing X game. I can't join that game. I have to go to Twitter and say, hey, Danny, do you want to play this? I'll join you in a minute. You know, it's weird. That's what I mean. So like when I see, you know, people getting super excited about this kind of news, it's like, okay, you know, hold your excitement here. There's a whole bunch of shit that they need to fix before they started putting, you know, online play into Mario Brothers 3. You know what I mean? Which would, you know, would people who are going to be paying for online would rather have. You know, I'm pretty sure people would rather have, you know, these kind of basic features first than being able to play Mario Brothers or tennis online.
You know, I wonder if it's, and I'm not trying to defend Nintendo's actions here or anything, but I wonder if maybe they felt like even if they were to go after some of these things that are a little bit more like hardcore issues that fans have, rather than something that's upfront like this. Clearly, if you have something like this, it's just another like tick, something you could add to like the tick box, something that people that might be out of Nintendo for a long time, or have a Switch and be like, hey, what the heck is this? Oh, that's cool, you know. But you know, and here in the chat, Chris Blackstone brings up a good point about the library of NES games here. It's like he says, anybody else really not excited about online NES games? I don't see the value in playing black box, you know, these old ass NES games. Some of them just aren't good. Some of them are just not fun.
Yep. I mean, super. I mean, I'm a Super NES guy. I'd never had any NES. Like Super NES is my thing. You know, if those games, some of those games were online, you know, this might be a whole different conversation. My excitement levels might be different. You know, F-Zero or Mario Kart, the original Mario Kart Online is like that's a whole different ballgame to me. But like, but even things like, you know, like basic things in Splatoon that we're still missing. You know, like, you know, for example, we can't play on the same team when we're doing regular turf match, for example. Like, that's so weird. Like, we randomly assign teams. You know, we're sometimes playing with each other, sometimes against each other. That's a long requested feature. They haven't put that in. Instead, you know, full steam ahead for putting Mario Brothers online. It's like, fucking hell. Yeah. Get your priorities right, mate.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Who knows who makes these type of decisions? What is more prioritized than, you know, making something actually work just well in general, as opposed to just adding a couple of frills here and there. It's kind of weird. The
one good thing I've heard about the new Switch Online, which is coming like next month, right?
Yeah.
Is that was it the Diablo? No, not Diablo 3, because that's a $60 game, right? I think it was maybe Paladins or, you know, Fortnite and the Arena of Valor, the MOBA game that's coming to Switch. That will be free to play, even if you don't have an online subscription. You can still play that online.
Yeah.
But I don't think Paladins people and Fortnite people have come out and said that to be the case for them as well. But you would assume that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, free to play games will be free. So like there are some people who just get like really into Fortnite. You know, they might never need to pay for the online. So Nintendo really need to watch out for those people, because they'd be like, well, why the fuck would I need to spend $20 when I'm having great fun playing Fortnite for free?
Yeah, they're really careful about, I think, the wording with this. I think I don't have the exact like line or something that they said, but they say something like, for compatible games, you can use like the online system, like this, and that.
Right.
I think that's the way of getting around, you know, things like, okay, you don't need to pay to play Fortnite. You don't need to pay to play Paladins.
And you've got like a online, you know, profile, which you don't need, you know. Yeah, you can pay $20 for cloud saves, but, you know, you don't need it for Paladins and Fortnite, because your account's already stored in their servers anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's another thing you need to be careful about. Although I am looking forward to backing up, you know, my Mario and Zelda saves and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, this Zelda save's pretty damn big. It's like, it's a couple gigs or something, isn't it?
Nah.
No, I think it was.
I think you get Zelda mixed up with NBA 2K.
No, that's
very. I mean, fair play to you. Very similar games, but you know.
I mean, they do look very similar and they play very similarly too.
Yeah,
so my mistake. Fair enough.
No, Nintendo are actually good at programming games, so
right.
I don't think they would have a gigabyte save file.
Yeah, I'd say double check it. I could have swore that there is like huge save file for Zelda.
I think. Did you buy the expansion?
Yeah.
It could be that.
I thought it was just save day though. Whatever. I'd say, dude, you could check. You have your Switch right there.
Next.
All right.
I'll take it.
That's okay. That's gonna go ahead and do it for the news. If James finds that information back, we'll talk about that. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to some feedback. So if you want to have your question or comment read on the air, you can send us a line at thefamicast@gmail.com. You could comment on our YouTube video. You can, if you're watching us live, you can just leave a message, and hopefully, you know, we'll get to it through the show. You can do it on Twitter. You can follow us at the Famicast. You can hit us up on Facebook, the Famicast. All sorts of different places where you can reach out and basically contact us. So do that if you want to have your stuff read on the air. And James, you find out anything?
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's the save data is 64 megabytes.
Okay, it must be the extra data then. You're right.
I think we're due for an in-your-face Bivens.
It wouldn't be the first time today.
Valkyria Chronicles 4 demo is 112 megabytes save file. So what did I say? Nintendo know how to program that shit, boy.
Yep.
Well, so sorry, what are we doing? Feedback?
Yeah, we're going and getting into the feedback. So
what do you want first?
I don't know. Well, James, we have an email first here.
Wow, yeah, this one's wild.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Is this the one from Jefferson?
Yes. Yeah.
Man, grab your popcorn, people.
Yeah, this was surprising.
This is like, wow. Holy shit.
I'll give a little bit of background on this before we get into it. So Jefferson was wanting to go to an event like this. I forgot what it's actually called. Jeez. Great. But anyways, Nintendo was going to be there, and they're going to be showcasing off like some indie titles and stuff. And he wasn't quite clear on like maybe how to go there, like where it was actually located. So I kind of helped him out, like via email, told him like where he should be able to go, at least from what I found on the internet and stuff. And it sounds like he made it there. So James, would you mind reading the email?
All right. So this is from Jefferson. Hi guys, thanks for the help to go there. As Danny was talking about, it was such a bad experience thanks to Nintendo. But at least I have a story to tell on my podcast. He has a podcast as well, by the way. He says, I like strategy games, and Bad North is on my wish list. So when I saw that Nintendo was going to have it in the indie booth at Gifu, he was happy, I guess. I convinced my girlfriend to drive 3 hours. I don't have a driver's license yet, to Gifu. She wanted to make me happy, and she said that there was going to be Hanabi on the same day. Hanabi is fireworks. Kids didn't know. First, I played at the Inti Creates booth. Hey, there were a bit summit as well. And I was treated so well. I played Dragon Marked for Death, and the booth even had an English manual. Yeah, you do find that actually, English manuals for a lot of stuff. Even at TGS, they'll have a stupid gaijin person paper, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I visit Nintendo. Have we got music playing at this point? Can you make it like more ominous?
Oh God. Let me work here, James.
Okay. I call my girlfriend over to play Overcooked 2, and we are waiting and agreeing who is going to cut the salmon. I'm sorry, that's just really funny to just drop that in a sentence. And we agree who's going to cut the salmon, cook the rice, etc. Then 2 staff members from Nintendo join us to play. I was waiting for the rice to be done, and the girl from the booth just dashes and pushed me. I was thinking, what the heck? Then the 2 staffs want to play by themselves, just trolling. If I were alone, I wouldn't really mind it, but I can keep trolling back because I couldn't keep trolling back because I was there with my girlfriend and she doesn't have video game skills. Big bun there to his girlfriend. She was just bouncing around in the kitchen. It was such a bad experience for her. So, back at the booth, and they have 3 switches and 3 signs that read Bomb Chicken, Bad North, and Minute. All of the switches were playing Bomb Chicken. So I ask if I may play Bad North. And a fat man, a fat man on staff said no. I was so nervous. I waited for the guy to back off and pressed the home button and began to play Bad North. Later on, he caught me and turned on Bomb Chicken again. I stand up and asked to play with the other young staff, and he let me play. And the fat man was just staring at me the entire play. Man, I was thinking, is this because I'm old? Is this because I'm a gaijin? Even in my third world country, Nintendo would have better employees. Anyway, sorry for the long email. Keep up the good work. I like the way he signs it off there.
Yeah, as for the name of this event, I think it's called the National Entertainment Festival in Gifu, and this was like, it was kind of an interesting layout. Like a lot of the stuff was
like, for short.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff was out in the streets. So I'm assuming like the game stuff probably was covered, but yeah, wow.
So all the Nintendo stuff were like horrible to him, basically. Well, it might not be a surprise to you, but actually the staff that goes to these events are not actually Nintendo staff. Like, for
Right.
example, Danny's got the Nintendo jacket just above him.
Which is right
Right
over
there,
there.
right?
You can see that.
Nintendo Switch. So that was back. Was that the Switch reveal? Not Switch reveal, but like the day after the Switch reveal. Basically, there was an event in Tokyo that we all went to.
Yep.
And I beat one of the old men to death and stole that jacket off. I mean, sorry, I asked the old man for his jacket.
Yeah.
When we were talking to him while he was still conscious, we asked him, "Is he a Nintendo staff member?" And he said, "No, he's just like just." They basically just get not flown in, but just they're just from general, either security staff or just like PR, general PR people, or just general,
Right. Doesn't Nintendo just get like a PR contractor for like every single event they do?
Yeah.
Probably.
So
yeah, and they train them just for the event.
Right.
And then they're done with them.
Yeah, pretty much.
There are some exceptions. Like, do you remember that event that me and Danny, we didn't meet, but we could have potentially met for the first time there, the 3DS one? They did have some like official looking people there. Who,
I mean, hell, Tezuka was at that event that we got the jacket at.
Yeah, I was there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are Nintendo people there, but they're not gonna soil their hands by dealing with the public, are they?
Right.
They're just there to observe from afar.
Yeah, the 1-2 Switch guys will actually walk around the crowd though, and they literally did that. The people that are in the game were there at that show. That was crazy.
That's great. Do you remember that time when I awkwardly videoed that guy with the wig for like about 15 minutes?
Yeah. Oh man.
Good times. But anyway, long story short is that don't worry about it. They're not Nintendo people. They're just just random assholes that just get called in to help out at the event, and they're probably not even trained in any of the games. I'm not sure why they wouldn't let you play. What did he want to play? He wanted to play Bomb. He didn't want to play Bomb Chicken. He wanted to play Bad North, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why they would do that, because none of those games are Nintendo published.
Yeah.
I know why, because they're assholes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only reason, right?
The fat man on the staffs.
Right.
I know of those three, actually, I'm more interested in Bomb Chicken, to be honest. That looks really good. And that's out now, actually. Yeah. If I didn't have so many other games to play, I'd be on that. But yeah. Bad North is good too.
Yep.
And a friend of the show, John Cousins, he's really into Minute as well. So, but I haven't played any of those games.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, thanks for writing in. Sorry about your experience, but it did give us all a good laugh, so we appreciate it for that.
Yes.
And it's nothing to do with that. Well, maybe it was to do with you're a foreigner. I don't know. Maybe nothing to do with you being old. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I mean,
if anything, that would work in your favor. People have more respect for older people.
Fucking old people, man.
Old people, can't beat them. Shame. So yeah, don't worry about it. You're bound to have way worse experiences since coming to Japan. So look forward to those.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Let's move on to some YouTube. We have quite a bunch of YouTube comments, actually. It's kind of funny. Maybe because Kero Blaster was like, it's coming out. It came out last week. Maybe people were searching for Kero Blaster videos, and somebody happened to bump into the Kero Blaster footage we did at Bit Summit.
Yeah.
I was like, why are we getting comments from Bit Summit videos? Anyway, that's probably why. Anyway, Carlos Rios says, why does Nintendo have so many shitty games that look like they should be for Android in 2014? Nintendo, release a real game. I am tired of Wii U port and Android games.
Wow.
Which is fair comment. But like I said, it plays way better on Switch with a Pro controller.
I think the game, he was complaining about games that look like they're from Android in 2014. I think the game was originally released in 2014.
Yeah, but I'm beginning to warm up with the whole porting smartphone games to consoles, because like not all of them obviously, but like if some of them, like people for some reason like making platform games on smartphone games, and I will never understand why they want to do that and put the stupid overlay, the D-pad overlays and all that kind of shite. I don't know why people are still doing that. But those kind of games work perfectly when you transpose them to a console, because then you can get rid of the stupid touch controls and just put real controls, and then suddenly the game actually becomes good.
Yeah, yeah.
So like Kara Blaster, I mean, I would not want to play that Kara Blaster on a smartphone, but with a controller, it's great. There's a whole bunch of comments aimed at Danny and his Pro Yaku game.
Yeah.
I don't got time to read all of them, but like basically Danny's had a back and forth giving, lots of information about the pro, people are asking questions about it, because it seems to have some interest, in the West, Pro Yaku.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this is probably the best baseball game that's on the Switch right now. I mean, RBI Baseball, they are just garbage compared to this. This is actually, competent gameplay. Graphics are simplistic, like, on purpose, whereas, like, stuff with, like, previous RBI Baseball games sometimes were bad just because they were just bad. But, yeah, if you don't mind, like, playing a kind of a cute-looking baseball game that has, obviously Japanese teams, you can do it. And somebody even mentioned in this little interactions I was having, if you use like the Google Translate app and use like the camera, that can help you get through like a lot of this stuff. So if you're ever thinking about importing something from Japan, it's not going to be perfect, but it can at least gives you the general gist of what's going on.
Well, one of our YouTube followers, Jamin Samurai, he was the one that probably asked the most questions to Danny, and Danny says to you, nice review, and he was on the fence about getting in it because of all the bad reviews on Amazon. I guess he was just looking on Amazon JP and doing Google Translate. And he also says thank you because there's no other people really doing reviews of this in English. So that's cool. Good job, Danny. We need to do more of that. But there aren't that many Japanese exclusive Switch games out there, are there?
That's the thing. Not even
that we want to buy.
Exactly. Japanese stuff that I would be even remotely interested in. Some of it's just crap. Like just shovelware crap.
Yep. Talking about crap, Russ Greeno, he says he was watching, not Russ, the game itself that I'm talking about is called Portal Knights. Yeah, I almost forgot the name of this one. He says, nah, I don't like this. Looks more fun than Minecraft and Roblox, but it still has boring fetch quests. So yeah, he's not interested in that. Yeah. Portal Knights is nothing to do with Portal or Shovel Knight. It's basically a Minecraft game. Or like, what's like Dragon Quest Builders? It's kind of like that, but you've got like, kind of lock-on, like a Zelda kind of lock-on, and you do fetch quests and stuff, but it kind of looks like Minecraft. Visually, it's pretty interesting, but yeah, gameplay-wise, I guess it would get kind of boring. Okay, so let's just do one more. This is also from Riskrino, Danny. He's asking if someone's found a way to export the bonus tracks and the created tracks to play on a standard F0X cartridge. If they haven't, get on it, Danny Bivens, the reviewer of this game.
Right. I mean,
he's got your number.
Right. I mean, if you're unaware, there is this thing called EverDrive 64. It's like it's an N64 cartridge that can plug in, SD cards. Highly, illegal. Well, literally illegal.
The Famicast does not endorse piracy, except
piracy.
Except Ty, who brings it up every single episode.
But I mean, if you want to play, I mean, with emulation for the 64, sometimes it's kind of hit or miss depending on what you're doing it on. But for like, if you want to have something, this EverDrive 64 thing actually seems really cool. I don't have one, but basically you're putting an SD card with ROMs, and it's basically using like the N64, like the processor, all that stuff. So the stuff's going to be running pretty well. So yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, cool. Actually, Russ did leave a comment on our Facebook.
He did?
I think after the last podcast, he.
Oh, okay. I'll read that one now. Facebook. Thanks to all our Russian followers.
Right.
Is Russ Russian?
No, dude, I'm pretty sure he's from the UK.
Is he now? Suspiciously active on Facebook, though. So Riscuno, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Is that his comment?
Yeah. I think we had that's it. I think we had mentioned something like that on the last episode, and then he just kind of just thought that was funny, I guess.
I am friend of Famicast. That's how he probably says it.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all you need to do to get read out on Facebook, is just to say friend of the show.
Yeah,
and you get read out.
Yep,
with a hilarious Russian accent.
Exactly.
The fifth member of the Famicast crew, Boris. I'm Boris. I read Facebook comment for you on Famicast. Please take my survey. Enter personal detail about your wife. Man. What else have we got? Oh, Twitter. Okay, yeah. Let's move on to some Twitter, and then that will be the end of it, I think. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, since we've had such a long time between shows, we have a lot of stuff that's kind of built up. So I don't think we'll get to everything, but we can maybe read out some good ones here.
Yeah, sure. Oh shit! Yeah, this picture just reminded me. So I met up with a friend of the show, Kevin Cecil, or Cecil if you're American.
That's right.
He actually came to Japan, and me, Kevin, and another friend of the show, Reggie, who's been on the Life in Japan bonus podcast, the Patreon podcast. We all met up together and had a great time drinking in Tokyo. Good times were had, and yeah, Kevin's an awesome person. It was really good to meet him in person. So yeah, Kevin, thanks for the awesome time. I mean, I've already told him that to his face, but I'm just saying it on the show, you know, because he's probably listening. So yeah, again, thank you, Kevin, for the fun times. It was great to meet you. Danny, do you want to explain yourself? Why is Cyrus saying, good job, Danny, compete with Evo Street Fighter V Grand Finals?
Yeah, I forgot. That was shortly after the last episode. But yeah, we just kicked off the summer of streams, and I was like, man, okay, I really need to get some of this baseball game, this Japanese exclusive baseball game up, man. We just need to get this stuff going. It's gonna blow up. And I mean, yeah, of course it blew up. We had millions of people watching, but at the same time, it was a Street Fighter V Evo grand finals.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, we probably could have had a couple more million, but you just take what you can get. So
yeah, bad timing for Street Fighter V to hold their finals at the same time as Danny's stream. What were they thinking?
Right.
Jesus.
Well, serious though. I mean, I'd like to consider myself a bold man, so it's just a bold move, and it paid off. So.
Got a nice comment from Christopher Volak here. He says he had fun watching the direct with the Fami crew. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, so he's talking about our reacts video that we did when we watched the Smash direct. We did that live. We actually did it live. It was technically very complicated, but we somehow got it working.
Right.
So another one from Russ. He says, understand it's hard keeping up the pace when Danny Biv can pump out reviews of baseball games like crazy. To which I replied, Danny's on contract to review one baseball game every couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. Every 17 days, yeah.
Every 17. Next one, friend of the show, Liam Robertson, aka Dr. Cupcakes on Twitter. He's well, the whole IGN kind of to do about what's his name, Philip Munchin. I can't pronounce his name. Getting fired from IGN for basically copying off a whole bunch of other people's work and then getting fired for it.
Yep.
And then people were suggesting Nintendo should be a good replacement for him at IGN. And Dread Pirate Stone says that Don would make a good fit because he has the prestigious Famicast Alumni Award, which is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, so we tweeted out a picture of Resident Evil 2, the remake, basically, and we asked if people would be interested in playing that on Switch if it came to Switch in the same way that Resident Evil 7 did, in the kind of the cloud streaming option. John Turner says, yeah, as long as it isn't unplayable. Personally, I'd rather a retail release on Switch any day. So yeah, I don't think a retail release is a very realistic choice there, John. Because I wouldn't even think about putting it on a game cartridge, and I don't think it would ever be able to happen that way. I think it would be cloud streaming or nothing. But I think it's definitely a possibility. I mean, they've done it with Resident Evil 7. They've tested the waters. Why not?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if and when Capcom does more of this stuff of what they're going to do. So I think very much so this Resident Evil 7 thing was just a test bed. And
yeah, absolutely. I don't think Monster Hunter is a good fit because that's just too sensitive and like how fast you need to react.
Sure.
But Resident Evil should be fine. Last one from Ryan Modolo. He's hoping to watch us live. Ryan, I hope you could watch even maybe the first 10 minutes. He's in Australia, and the time zone is almost the same as Japan, but it's like an hour later. So, like, for example, it's almost midnight here, but it would be like 1 a.m. for him kind of thing. So yeah, Ryan, I hope you enjoyed the first, 10 minutes before you fell asleep. But yeah, blame Danny for that.
Right, exactly. You're welcome.
Yep. So that's it for feedback. I mean, on Twitter, we are running a fabulous competition, which you should all get involved if you haven't already. While we're talking about Twitter, all you have to do is follow us on Twitter, which you're probably already doing. Retweet the tweet about our summer of streams, and make sure you're following us on Twitter and Twitch, and you can win $10 or 10 euros, whatever, 10 of whatever currency you want. Although I wouldn't ask for 10 yen because you won't be able to buy much.
Right.
Probably 1,000 yen for that. But yeah, that's the competition. I'm running it through to September. So yeah, once again, follow us on Twitter, which you're probably already doing. Thank you. And then follow us on Twitch, and then retweet, and then you're done. You get entered. Easy money, mate.
Easy.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep. And before we close out the show too, I just wanted to throw up a little bit of a reminder. TGS 2018 is coming up pretty soon.
What?
Yeah, the festivities start up on Thursday, September 20th, and they run until Sunday, September 23rd. I'm pretty sure we're all going. I don't know if we're all going to be there on the same day.
I'm going on September 20th, which is a Thursday. I start work on that the next day, Friday, which is why I can't go on Friday. Otherwise, I'd probably go both days, but I can't.
I'm probably going on the Friday and maybe a little bit on the public day on Saturday.
Wow, good luck to you.
Yeah.
What are you, Ty?
Probably a public day unless any of those days are like national holidays or something.
No, the national. Yeah, this time the national holidays fall on the Mondays. So.
Yeah, I'm almost out of vacation days from my last trip to America, so I got to protect them.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I can still go to Evo Japan.
Yeah, Taisetsu no Mono, protect your balls.
Right.
Protect your balls. And also, John Cousins is going as well. And maybe Michael, the intern, he might be going as well. So, I'll have a whole bunch of crew there. Get shit done.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Or not, depending on what's there.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
There's either going to be 10 million games there or none. So, look forward to that.
Yep. Okie dokie. Well, that's going to go ahead and bring Famicast 132 to a close. If you were joining us live here in the chat, thank you so much. I enjoyed reading your comments, even if we couldn't say all of them on the air. Thank you so much for everything that you've been saying.
Yeah, Danny just ignores all the comments.
No, hey, I was at least reading them and commenting back. Occasionally saying them here on the show.
That's the important bit, mate.
Anyways,
it's a learning process. He'll get used to it eventually.
Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and close out with our Twitter handles. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. You can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. James, where can we follow you?
At FamiComplicated. # Summer of Streams.
Yeah.
I can't believe no one had taken that one. I thought there'd be lots of people using that one. No one's using it. But that's all those.
I wonder if there's some kind of sexual connotation with that people just don't.
Summer of Streams.
Let's just cross our fingers and hope that's the case. Ty.
Yeah, we might get more followers.
Yeah.
Ty, where can we find you?
At Super Cat Drugs. Check out my Twitter for some wild jokes, some shit posts about Amazon, and some cursed video games.
Oh man, that was
Right.
that was a great Amazon thread. I like that.
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah, yeah.
There may be more to come.
In case people are listening to this, in the year 2025, and it doesn't make sense, Amazon. What I've started like paying people to like say positive replies to people who push shit about Amazon.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So Ty is just doing the most ridiculous things, like his dad got eaten by rats at Amazon or something like that, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
and then they have to reply to that with something positive about Amazon. It's beautiful.
Right.
Yep.
It was a genius plan, fully worked out exactly how you would imagine. It's amazing.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. Of course, James, Ty, thanks for joining me. And thanks for making the podcast possible. And we will catch you guys next time. See you later.
Famicast out. Peace.
Nice.